Yes, we are live, but I need to turn my camera around. Let me see how that works. Oh my goodness. Good morning, everyone. I am going to see if I can add Marjorie. I still need to look. Marjorie, you're watching. You need to join. I'm still figuring out the techniques. I'm not that good. And there she comes. Hey, Marjorie.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited. I'm just trying to adjust my camera a little bit now. I'm always not prepared for this double screen thing. I hope I'm good now.
I have a new I have a new stand because the old one that was really a cheap one. Well, this is not even much better, but this one stays on and I can put it up a little bit higher so my face looks a little bit better. Otherwise I look so fat.
Am I properly in the frame? I can't really
Yeah,
see now.
yeah. Yeah, now you're getting close.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter,
Okay.
you're beautiful as always. Can you
You look
see
beautiful.
anything? Can you look at me? Look at me. What do you see?
I see beautiful. Oh my God. Are those toilet bowls?
Haha. Laugh at shit.
Where did you manage to get those?
Oh, China, of course.
Oh, they look cute.
How do you call that platform? Temu. It's like Shine and AliExpress.
Temu, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I also have toilet paper rolls as well.
And here's me going with my. I thought, oh, today, you know what? I'm gonna wear some nice amethyst.
I thought, well, it's the Laugh at Shit show, right? Maybe I should get you up there and send them over to Malaysia.
Yes,
Oh, I will do that. I think I might be
I'll
able to
wear the
get them
toilet
again.
roll ones.
Oh, sure, no problem. I will get them. And I just thought it would be funny. I saw them accidentally, and then I thought, yeah, let's order.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant.
So I thought, oh, might as well put them in. Well, anyway, this is the second one. So,
Yes, I was second. I'm putting. Sorry, I'm adjusting my camera again. Amateurs,
well,
bunch of amateurs.
so far as I see it, there's nobody watching yet. So, it's just the two of us right now.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, it's the three of us because you're all also watching. Apparently, how it looks.
I'm also watching. Oh,
Well, or maybe that is just still on. It stays on. I'm waving at you.
okay. I don't know how to use this wave thing and all.
Me neither. I just press a button that says wave, and I just pressed it.
Okay. Mine there's no button to say to wave.
Oh, then never mind, because I'm not
Yep.
watching.
Okay.
Then you probably have no watchers because you were the one that was watching.
Ah, okay. I don't know what I clicked now. I'm so bad with this.
Yeah, I need to figure it out as well. I'm not a techie person.
Yeah. Okay, never mind then.
Well, never mind. I mean, okay. Oh, now it says they know showed my followers that I started going live. Great. But now yeah. So maybe we'll get some followers if anyone is online. But hey, in Holland it's nice weather. It's the middle of the day. The sun is shining. It is actually beautiful temperature for the time of the year. So most people are probably out, whether they are grocery shopping or
Well, at this time of the year, Holland is nice and sunny. That's a miracle.
exactly. This is probably one of the last days, so everyone tries to enjoy it, I guess. It would be a nice
Yeah.
day to go and take a walk in the forest or something.
Oh, that's nice.
But yeah, I'm not going to. No, got other plan. No, no. But anyway, let's get back to the Lava Chat show. How was your month?
Besides me falling ill,
Uh-huh.
I was, I think, out for about 3 weeks.
That is shit.
So almost, yeah, three-quarter of the month. But I think it was just what my body needed and the rest and just rejuvenating. So besides that, everything was good. It's been a great month so far, I would say. And I can't believe we are already, in the end of October,
Yeah.
and this is our. I mean, to think that this is our second episode already. That's really fast.
Yeah, it went really, really quick actually. But you're going really fast on it. And I think you are so, because you told me before that you were really quite ill. It was really bad.
Yeah, I
So,
had pneumonia.
yeah, so you already turned it into something positive.
Yeah, I guess I did
Uh-huh.
because for me it was just, I think, my perspective of looking at it more of a time of rejuvenation for the body to
Yeah.
recharge again, and it's just, I think, a way of our body telling us to slow down. Yeah, you need this time now to recharge, and I took it as that, although it was bloody painful, especially my lungs and my cough. But I managed, yeah. And for the first time, I didn't get myself admitted into a hospital. Normally, when I have pneumonia, I have to be admitted to the hospital, and this time I said no because I had my two dogs with me as well. So yeah, there was no way I could, just leave them and get myself checked in. But yeah, it went really well, and I think because of my journey, it's also taught me now to have compassion for my own body, right? For
Yeah,
my own self,
but
and to just accept.
yeah, but most people are having a hard time. I mean, if I go from my experience, I'm more like you right now as well. Or at least I'm getting better at it. But I probably was the worst patient you could ever think of, because if I was ill, I would think, why me? Why is this happening? I don't want to be ill. So I was actually, what we then do is fight for what is. And if everything you fight with, you cannot connect with. And it was just like I had the flu for the first time in 4 years, I think a few weeks ago. It was just,
June.
yeah, just after,
Oh,
I think
sorry.
just after our show.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
before, or maybe just before. I don't remember any. I already forgot. But I was ill. Normally, I just keep going. I was ill for like 4 days. I couldn't do anything. I was so exhausted. And then I figured this time, okay, apparently this is what my body needs right now, and probably my mind too. So maybe if I don't fight with it, just
Mhm.
let it be as it is, that the sooner it will go. And yeah, it did.
Yeah, it's always the case, I think, when because we are so programmed to always be on the go, and the minute our body stops, the mind still wants to go, right? Because the mind still thinks, hey, we got things to do, because that is just how we have been programmed to continuously be on the
Yeah,
go. So when the body
exactly.
stops, and then we get frustrated because the mind, the ego, is coming in and saying, hey, you need to get better, we can't afford to get sick like this,
Yeah, yeah, you're always
so
actually, and it doesn't. It's not only for being sick, but it's what we are programmed to do. Like you say, we are always. Actually, I think our brain always wants something else than something that is there. We always want more or something
we're
else
never
because
satisfied. Yeah,
yeah,
that is
and if
that's part of our karma as human beings. Yeah, to overcome that desire, that lust, that passion. Whatever it is that we crave for, because that
yeah,
is what causes suffering.
exactly, because my best friend had this key ring for years. It is what it is, and oh man, that used to piss me off because it is what it is. Why is it the way it is? I don't want it the way it is. I want something different.
Yeah, that is just how
Yeah,
we're programmed.
exactly. But if you're programmed that well, which apparently was, I think I was more like an Apple instead of how do you say that, a Linux laptop, because Apple is strong, right?
Yeah, you can keep going.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah. So,
durable.
so I was more like an Apple computer, but it took me so long to get rid of it, and now it is. Now that I finally managed to say, okay, that's the way it is. That's the way it is. Man, that is such a relief because now
Acceptance, yeah.
I now don't have to worry about whatever things I used to worry about, and those were even the smallest things,
Yeah.
like um, oh, there's a traffic jam. Oh man. And now I think, okay, it might take you 5 minutes longer, and then I don't need to worry about it. And I go like, oh my God, I've got free time in my brain or something. Or because worrying is actually so unuseful. It is kind of like sitting in a rocking chair. You're moving, but you're not moving forward.
No, if it, like for me with energy, right? And I'm studying about energy and all, and worrying is actually one of the biggest waste of energy
Yeah,
because it takes up so much of energy from your body, and it puts your nervous system in a stress mode. And when you're in the stress mode, you're in that fight, flight, or free
yeah,
mode, where everything is just hyped up, and that's where you when the adrenaline goes down, you really dip really low, and that's what happened, that we fall suddenly so ill and things like that.
yeah,
But work is just a bloody waste of energy, if you ask me, because it takes a lot to worry.
yeah. Although, on the other hand, we all do it, and that probably is some use because we can learn something from it. But we all
Yeah,
do
I
it
think
every
it
now and
depends in context, right?
yeah. And I'm not saying that you never should worry, because sometimes you do, but most of the time we are worried about things that are never going to happen. And actually, there are only two fears that we are born with.
Mm-hmm.
That is the fear for falling and the fear for loud noises.
Yeah.
All the other fears that we have, we all learned them somewhere in our youth,
Yeah, we pick
growing
them
up.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but actually, we're now going through. We made a great framework for today, didn't we? And we're completely off the framework. That's what you get when you're joining me.
Yeah. So
So,
today we thought our topic for today is we're gonna dive into depression.
yeah, I made it a topic as well. How what you said was a really. I think someone asked you the question. How do you laugh at shit when you're in the midst of a depression? That was the question. And
Yeah,
you
I got
had,
the question.
as far as when we talked about it, you had a very nice story that you. Well, I'm not sure if nice is the, the right word for it, but you had a
Juicy,
story.
something juicy to share.
Well, at least you see, that's how we laugh at shit.
No, actually, but just before we move forwards, for all those new viewers out there, I'm
Yeah.
Marjorie. I'm a life strategist, in case you're wondering, and I help people turn their pain into a blessing. And I'm also an international public speaker, and at the same time, I have co-written a book titled "Stronger Than Ever." And it became an international bestseller. So I'm quite proud of that as well. And now I'm in the midst of, actually, I have three books that I'm writing now.
What? I
I
didn't
have
even know
three
that.
books. It depends how I feel on that day on which book do I want to write. But that's a little bit about me. Go ahead, Sandra.
Oh, mine is actually quite similar to yours, because even though you're in Malaysia, I am in Holland, and well, I have an English concept called laugh at shit. I guide women how to make the shit from the past the fertilizer of the future. So it's kind of similar. We have a similar kind of thing.
I
And
like that.
I'm also an international speaker. I also written, co-written an international bestseller. Mine was Time to Reign, and it was actually for the same company or whatever you call it. I have received two international, no, actually three international business awards. So yeah, I am actually, yeah, if you look at it that way, I am quite proud for where I am today, because I know what I've been through to get to this point. And you know what? No matter how much how big the pile of shit the universe throws at me, I will overcome it. I will get better, and life will get better every single time.
That's how you have to look at it, right? It's all about perspective again.
Yeah, I mean, I was that far along that I was suicidal at some point. I just didn't. It's not like I would kill myself. I mean, seriously, come on. Hey, I don't have the balls to do that. And hey, I could get a rope, but you cannot really
I
see.
tried a few times, it didn't work out.
Exactly. Hey, I could try to get a rope, but there's no rope that's gonna hold me. So, hey, not gonna work. And you know what? I don't like taking aspirin when I got a headache. So before I take all the pills in the house, the first one already left my body again. That's how shit
Oh
works, right?
God. Oh, I did take pills though. I think I was 17, I think. And I'm actually allergic to paracetamol. So what
Oh,
happened was I thought, you know what? I don't want to live anymore. Let's just pop a whole pack of paracetamol.
you got ill.
And I did, and my mom found me on the floor. I was foaming. She rushed me to the hospital,
She's
and
ashamed too.
yeah, do you know what? Do you know what? The worst part was it wasn't so much the suicide, but it was me living in that ER, and those bloody nurses. They put like this tube, right, this big, like down my throat, and they just turn the pipe on so that the water goes in directly, and so that I puke everything out. Can you believe
Yeah,
it? They
yeah.
put a whole freaking hose in my mouth, and that was what I felt I was gonna die, not the pills.
Well, well, I said at some point to my best friend, I said it's a good thing that I happen to believe in multiple lives. She says why? Because I said I don't want to deal with this shit anymore. I'm done. And then I said, well, if I would die now and I will get to the other side, they will send me straight back to do it all over again. I'm already halfway. I might as well go through it now, then I'm done.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's the soul's call. Yeah, the soul is gonna say when you live and when you don't. You know,
Exactly.
we can't cut things off as much as we want to. We can't, because the soul is here. The soul has a plan. So
Exactly.
yeah, you could try to kill yourself and then be a vegetable for the rest of your life because your soul said no, you're not going.
Yeah, but who wants to be like lettuce? Lettuce is only water.
Yeah, I mean that's we don't think that far, right? When we're in pain,
Yeah.
this is what happened. So
Well,
talking
that's
about
the
all of
thing.
this, yeah, talking about all of this, that is why I thought, with the question that was asked about depression that came in, and also I thought, you know what, it'd be nice what we've been through to have this topic, an in-depth discussion on depression, right?
Exactly.
And my goal here today, our goal here today, is to remove this stigma that depression is bad, that depression is a disease, or it's something negative. We are so prone to labeling everything, right? and something is good or something is bad. But why can't we just look at depression from a different perspective?
Yeah.
Because what I want to share here today has a lot to do with me looking at things differently. Now, a lot of us don't realize that depression is actually something beautiful.
Yeah.
That is what I came to learn. Yeah, because I've been through depression a lot of times. And here's the secret a lot of people don't know. When you have depression, it is actually you, your soul, is asking you to wake up. You have something here to learn, to know, to do, but it's like a breakthrough moment.
Yeah.
And what people don't know the secret is that before you ascend, you always have to descend first. Because you cannot know light if you don't know darkness.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Look at all the great people in the world, including Einstein, Eckhart Tolle. All these people went through massive depression until they had their breakthrough. And that's what the soul does to us. That is the beautiful thing that we go through. Again, that stigma, right? Negative depression. No, it's actually a beautiful thing that our body is trying to communicate with us, our soul is trying to communicate with us, and it's trying to tell us, hey, there is something here for you to break through, to learn, to discover something special. And therefore, you go into this whole depression mode. Yeah, one of the symptoms are not being able to get out of bed, not having energy, not wanting to mix with people, not wanting to go out. You know, people can go on for days without having a shower. So all these symptoms puts us in solitude.
Yeah.
And it's when we are in solitude is where we get to know our real selves. We get to meet our shadows if we are brave enough, because we are descending now first before we ascend. That's why they say that when you're at the bottom of the barrel, the only way is up. And that is the beautiful part about depression. But you got to pull through with it. You got to go through with it until you hit that last spot. But here's one thing to take note. When you're in depression, never ever use substance. For example, drugs, alcohol, and things like that. That's not going to help you. That is going to
Okay.
drown you
Yeah.
more.
But
You
okay.
know,
Okay. But let me just fill in there, because do you then also mean medication?
medication is something I can't advise because I'm not medically trained. That you
No,
have
but
to visit
for example,
your own your doctor. But I
yeah, yeah.
believe I do not need medication.
Okay.
For me, I
Well,
don't believe in medication.
can I quickly then share, because I used to think that way as well, and I think this is really important, because for me this was a big realization. I thought, always thought, antidepressives are not gonna help, because there's no way that a blue pill or a red pill is going to solve anything that's mentally in your brain that needs to be solved. And I still believe that. But since my last depression was last year, and it was probably the third time or something, and I thought, how can I get on a depression again, because I went through it already? There's there was no reason, or well, maybe, yeah, there was a reason, of course, but I didn't want to see it. But one of the reasons was that I was in menopause. And when you go through menopause, your hormone system is going to change. What I realized, and I discussed this with the doctors in the hospital as well, that means that my serotonin level was low. And serotonin is the neurotransmitter that makes you happy, for example. But now, at the end of the road, I didn't know what to do anymore, because I was so sick and tired. And I thought it was kind of dangerous, and I was feeling so bad. I had no choice than to take antidepressives and try them out. I got advice from someone who's actually a comedian that told me to read a book, and in that book, it was an American psychiatrist that said, "Take these antidepressives." So I called the shrink. I said, "I need that." He says, "Okay," and I thought, "Who's the doctor?" It took me a long, long time because I had all the side effects. It got worse first. But you know what? Honestly, I cannot say that I cannot remember when the time was that I felt as good as I feel right now. So what I believe is that it doesn't solve any problem. No, I had to work hard on my mental stuff. But what it did is it makes the way my serotonin is transmitted or transformed in my brain different, and that's what it helps. So I probably was short on serotonin for all my life already, but you cannot measure it. It's not like you take your blood and
It's
you
not
find it out.
something. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I thought that was important to share. So
Yeah,
if
exactly.
anyone,
That's what I mean. You need, everyone is different, right? So you need to know your body, yourself, and at the same time get professional help
exactly,
that you need, you know.
yeah,
But for me, I'm talking based on my body and my conditioning, and how I refuse it. It has been many years. I always refused medication, and it's just the way I think. I don't know if I can say this, but I'm blessed in a way that I don't fall ill. I don't normally fall ill, and my body somehow repairs itself continuously, and I can count the times that I really fell ill all my life, and this recent one was one of it. And this is now happening after many years. I can't remember. I think the last time was more than 10 years that I felt this ill, you know?
yeah,
So everyone is different. And my point here is that for me, I don't believe in medication because my body functions differently. And for you, on the other hand, you know your body and you know what you need and what makes you feel good. But
yeah.
when,
But I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know, and I was
but I
like
mean,
you.
like the universe always brings something, right? Something always comes along. That the
Yeah,
universe speaks to us in many different ways, you know. Like that's the same for me. Suddenly I will find this random video that I need to do this workout or something just for that few weeks, or you know, and then I'll go off it after that. It's weird, but if we look and listen to the look out and listen for the signs and signals, same as you. Otherwise, if you did not listen or take advice from this person and try it out, you wouldn't have known that that is going to help you,
yeah. But
right?
isn't it hilarious now looking back? I mean, I think it's hilarious that it is a comedian that gave me the book tip, and it's about depression. I mean, seriously.
Yeah. But here, that's what I mean, Sandra. The people that want to help others, that make others laugh, that makes other people feel good, are the people that are going through the shit themselves or have been through the shit themselves,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. Because if
because they don't want other people to feel sad. They know what it feels to be sad.
yeah, but though well, this sounds weird. I do want people to feel sad in some way, but that sounds really weird if you tell someone. But I want to be the person that I needed a few years ago. And it's okay to feel sad because we think
Oh
that
yes, of
sad,
course.
we have to feel sad because, like you say, if we don't know darkness, we don't know light. And
No,
it's
I don't mean
not,
it in that context. What I
yeah,
mean sad is that we want to take away people's sadness. That's why we become comedians. We empower people. We do things to help, basically, to be of service
yeah,
because we've been through
yeah.
that, right?
I want,
That's what I meant. Like
yeah,
not to not be sad. You can't not be sad, you know? I
yeah.
mean, we're
What
human
you, yeah,
beings.
what you actually mean is that you want, let's say, help them. So let's, for example, I mean, the first time we met, when I came off the stage in the UK, you said you were crying, and I felt so bad, and I thought, oh my God, and now she's crying, blah, blah. On the other hand, later on, I realized I was proud because with
It was
me
a good kind of
with
cry.
me sharing my story, it opened something inside you. And all I wanted actually was then hold your hand while you were going through it. So actually, I think that's the main thing, because most people want to solve problems for other people. I don't want to solve the problems of other people because I can't. I do not want other people to
So we
solve my
can't we
problem
can't
either.
solve problems for people, but
Exactly.
we can lend a helping hand.
We can hold their hand. So let's say, for example, you're my friend, you're even on the other side of the world, but still, if I need something or if I'm going through a rough time, you are there to hold my hand while I'll deal with the shit.
Yeah,
And that is the
exactly.
best help you can get.
Yeah, and you know what, Sandra? There are not many people out there that have that. Um, I would say that privilege,
Yeah,
that they have friends in their life that they can turn to. It's a
yeah,
very lonely world out there for many people
yeah. And
because
that's why,
everyone cries in silence.
yeah, but that's the stigma. That's exactly the stigma,
Yeah.
because I remember when I had my first depression. It was still like there was this huge stigma on it, and I was embarrassed because how could I get depressed? I mean, seriously, I had everything that I thought I needed, or well, I was doing quite well. I mean, I was enjoying a lot of things. I liked a lot of things. I worked really hard because I was a manager of a party place. I enjoyed it, but I overworked. I mean, even if you enjoy things, you can still overdo them, because if you don't take rest, you don't listen to your body, it will happen. And I had so much stress, really so much, that at some point I actually was in the office on my own, and I had some kind of, well, they couldn't prove it on the results later on, but I had some kind of small heart attack
Oh,
because I passed.
gosh.
Yeah, I fell down. It's actually in my chapter in the book, but I fell down and I passed out probably. And next thing I knew, I kind of woke up sitting next to my desk thinking, what am I doing? Where am I? And I was all sweaty and my heart was in pain. The whole area was in so much pain, and I went like, this is not good. And it kept being painful. So after 3 days, I started to worry, because at that moment I thought, hey, I don't give a shit. If it ends today, it ends today, and then I'm just done. But after 2, 3 days in so much pain, I thought, okay, maybe it's a good idea to go to the GP and have it checked. But guess what? My GP didn't take it serious, even though I was 9 months already dealing with a lot of stress, and he just sent me home every single time. And this time, I took a test. I sat there, and he said, "Yeah, what is going on?" And in the same time, they are typing in whatever the complaint is, and I just stopped in the middle of the sentence. So he would have to ask me what was really going on. He didn't. You know what? He said, you need to take some rest. That was it. I went outside and I stood outside and thought, oh my God, what do I really need to do to get the help I need? I need help. But I was already so far along. And then, as my doctor said, yeah, take a break or blah, blah, blah. It wasn't so busy. And I went on a holiday on my own. And I got back depressed. Well, I was already depressed, but I mean, then I got back and
Became worse.
it
Yeah.
was totally broken. I couldn't function. All I could do was cry. And seriously, looking back now, that was probably the best thing that could have happened to me.
Mhm.
I
I
can, I can,
sorry.
no, go ahead.
No, I'm thinking back now because I think that's what happened to me this month as well, because I had a lot going on. I had a lot on my plate. And one of the days I thought, hey, you know what? I need to run some errands in Singapore. So I have one free day. I'm gonna slot this in, and instead of resting,
Mm-hmm.
got up really early in the morning, took a flight in Singapore, did all my paperwork and everything, met some friends, got a tattoo, a
Really?
small tattoo, and then by night I took a flight out back into KL. And I got my errands and all done, but when I was at the airport, flying back, or getting on the flight, I felt, oh, I don't feel good. I felt so tired. And now I'm thinking about it as you are telling me about your work. And then that's what happened. The next morning, I woke up
Wow.
feverish, my body, everything.
And
So
you
I think
thought,
that was just cutting it really, really slim. Like, oh, I got one day free. I'm just gonna pop by Singapore.
yeah, and you probably thought, I mean, if I were in your shoes, I would probably thought, okay, but I did rest while I was getting the tattoo because I was sitting.
And in the flight, I rested in the
Yeah,
flight too, and while waiting for the flight.
exactly, because you are waiting, you're sitting, you're doing nothing. Hey, that's resting, but it's not.
Yeah,
I had to
I'm
learn
now
that.
recalling as you were speaking about your job and how you went downhill. I'm just thinking now because I was wondering like maybe I caught a bug in Singapore or something, and then
Oh no.
my sister called me, told me maybe it's COVID. Take a test. I took a test, and but yeah, it just got worse and worse, and that's what happened when you don't stop to have some rest.
Uh
Yeah, I think that's what
huh.
happened to me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, getting back on the question, how do you laugh while you're in the midst of a depression? Well, I think what I already shared about that was that I'm now used to making jokes about it because I know, even though when I feel like I don't want to be here at some point, or I feel like I want to give up, or I know that it will pass because I've been through it before. If I've done it before, I can do it again and again and again. And now just sent an email to someone this morning who was going through some things. And I said to her, instead of wondering why me, I now ask the question, what is this showing me? And what is something, because it's showing me something that apparently I don't want anymore or doesn't fit with me anymore. I want something different. So what is it that I can do different so it will change? And then it's finally a better question.
On my take on this is how do you laugh at shit while you're going through it? For me now, if I look back, right? Like I said, there is a reason why we are depressed, and a lot of times we don't even realize we're depressed to start
No.
off with. Don't know. We just think to ourselves like, oh, why am I feeling this way? Or a lot of people don't realize, and same with me. At some point, I didn't know I was depressed. But
Yeah,
if
I
we
don't know
zoom
either.
out, yeah, we don't know. We don't know
Actually,
what we don't know, right? Because
yeah, because we
um,
keep on going and we are just trying to keep the balls in the air. And most of the
yeah,
time, your surroundings, the people you surround yourself with, they know it sooner than you do.
yeah, people. I mean, from the outside, people can tell, right?
Yeah.
But in my case, I was just locked indoors. I was in solitude. So, from me, what I can say is that to look at the bigger picture, right? Because when when that time that really pivotal moment of my depression that I was in that got me suicidal, um, I think back now, it is actually something that happened in the past that have not been dealt with.
Yeah. Yeah.
So It's like the saying goes, yeah, the past will always come back to haunt us if we are not, we've not dealt with it, or we've not, healed from the past. And I look back now, it was my childhood, and I had a few very important moments growing up. And one of it was when my parents had a divorce. And I was 10, my brother was 8, and my sister was just newborn. And part of my depression went back to that time where, as a kid, you don't know you're depressed.
No.
You are just waking up every day trying to do your best and wondering what is going on, because even your parents, the adults, no one is really telling you the truth, right? Of what is really happening. In my time, those days, divorce is not, it's not common. And it's not something you talk about, or you don't even tell your kids that you're getting a divorce. You would say like, oh, maybe we're moving, or separating for a bit. Things like this. Parents comes up with all this fluff to tell their kids. But me and my brother, we saw what was going on in the household, and then it led up to the divorce, which that whole period traumatize us and put us in such a state that as a child you don't know how to process such feelings. Therefore, these feelings now came back to haunt me when in my later age, because it was not dealt with. And not only that, what we don't realize is that these feelings from childhood that were not processed actually play a major role in my life moving forwards from 10 years old, in
Yeah,
all
but
the decisions I made, because everything now was subconsciously done without
yeah,
me realizing it.
but I think you say like the divorce of your parents was the start when you were 10 years old, and I believe it happened before that, because most traumas
Yeah.
we don't even.
Watching what was going on in the household before that led up to the divorce.
Yeah, but most traumas, and traumas is a big word, but that's the only word they come up with, are created between the age of 0 and 4 years old.
My
So
first trauma was when I was 4.
yeah,
I had
because you,
It was a shock to my system.
yeah, you don't even remember. And I actually, through my hypnosis education the last few months, I now was able to call back exactly what happened. And now it's really funny, I think, in some way, that now I understand why I did some things that I did, what is the red line in my life, and now I can deal with it better. Because for me, it always has been the fear of rejection and not being good enough. And that is also part of it was trying to be invisible, because of a situation that happened in my early years, actually, or few situations, I tried to be invisible so I would not be seen, and I wouldn't bother people, and I mean they wouldn't worry about me, so my parents wouldn't worry about me, or my grandpa wouldn't worry about me, my family, whoever. I didn't want anyone to worry about me. That's why I kept so silent. And that is when you build that up. And now that I realize that, and when you heal the first situation in your life, you're actually healing all, then things fall in place.
And also, when you start to heal, when you go on that healing journey, things start to unfold. More things that you didn't know needed healing comes
Yeah.
up. So to
And
answer
it,
the question, if you are going to look at the bigger picture and say, hey, what shit happened to me in my childhood that is getting me into this depressive mode now, ask the right questions again, and watch how things will unfold.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we don't trust our body, we don't trust what it's trying to tell us, we don't trust our intuition. We are so skeptical. But actually, this this being that we are so connected. Everything from every cell is connected to everyone and everything within the universe. It is mind blowing, but we just don't know because we always continuously doubt ourselves, and that is part of the programming that we are not good enough, like you said. I mean, honestly, today, actually, just to share a little bit, I did my meditation today, and I came to a realization that I always, as a child, I believed so much in magic and in a lot of stuff that people call it fluff or fairy tale or whatever, right? I was one of those people, but I realized that I always had what I wanted. I was always able to manifest as long as I was in that vibration.
Mm-hmm.
And then at some point in my life, I lost that because people told me I can't, that I am I'm a bit woohoo, or that I'm living in a dream world, and people told me otherwise, and therefore I had to change myself. And I realized that today, Sandra, this morning, that up to a certain period of my life I manifested everything that I wanted because nobody told me I couldn't. And then suddenly, when I hit a certain age, and then everyone told me that I'm being mad. I'm mad to believe in all these dreams that I had, right? Simple dream of just wanting to travel the world. I was told that, who the hell do you think you are? Straight told to me on my face when I
But
just said I'm gonna travel the world. Someone told me, who the hell do you think you are?
you did.
But I did. And then at some point again, I lost myself. And I saw that happen today again, that wow, like what happened to that Marjorie but she's back now.
Yeah.
She's been back for some time now since I started this journey again, that I don't care what people say anymore, that I'm a bit woohoo but because I'm living my best life, right? And I do what works for me.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, if you're not a little woo-hoo, there's no fun in life.
Yeah, so the magic does happen. We are all connected. We just need to listen.
Yeah, but for the people that don't believe in that, I mean, that's okay, because
And
they've made
that's
that's
okay
okay.
because that is just their journey, right? Everyone's on their own journey.
Exactly. And
And
but I mean, those people who understand will not judge, and those people who judge will never understand. So maybe I just tried to focus on myself. And yeah, I mean, that doesn't mean that I care a lot about other people, but not as I don't care as much as what they say about me as I used to. And I was really good at that because everyone's opinion about me formed me. And now that I let go of that, oh my God, there is a world opening up that there are possibilities that I never thought I would get
it's
to. I mean,
infinite.
seriously, yeah. I mean, seriously, who would have thought that I would go and do stand-up comedy, for example?
Mm-hmm.
I never did. Who would thought that I would be sitting here with you doing a live Instagram sharing? Actually, what we're sharing is quite personal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean,
But I'm an
that is a,
open book. I
yeah,
mean, I have nothing to hide,
me too.
and we are all human beings here on this journey, trying to make the best that we can with what we have. And I think the more we speak out, the more we voice out our journey, what we experience, people are able to relate because there is already enough of how do I say, superficial stuff
Yeah,
out there, that the authenticity is missing now. Even those
Exactly.
days we had good talk shows. Today, talk shows are all about. I mean, look at the talk shows that we have today. The level of it.
Yeah. I
Oh.
mean,
So
and
you want to be at a level where people are able to connect with you, and that's why I don't mind
yeah,
sharing my stories, because as long as it is going to help someone, it is going to inspire someone, because I got nothing
exactly.
to hide.
Exactly.
What is there to hide?
Yeah, that's what I feel like now too. I mean, if there's only one person in the world that I can inspire or uh, make them get a new insight, then at least it has been a useful time, because I feel like every situation is only unuseful when you don't do anything with it and you don't learn and grow. And that means positive situations and negative situations. Because I figured out how can I look at a situation that I don't like or that is maybe very, very painful. How I try to look and find three things in there: something to learn from, something to be grateful for, and something to laugh about.
That's
I mean,
beautiful.
there's seriously, in even in the most painful situations, there are still things that you might not be able to imagine it, but just try to look. You can still find something to laugh. I mean, like I said before, I was talking to my best friend and I thought I don't want to deal with this shit anymore, and I just suddenly came up with, oh, but I cannot take my own life because hey, then I need to, I'm on the other side, they sent me back. And you know what, I had to laugh. My best friend didn't say anything. She just listened. And I started laughing and she started laughing as well. And I said, okay, let's do the next day. Because then if you laugh about something, if you find something, even the smallest thing to laugh about,
Yeah.
you will crack that brain that is wired to connecting and program to the negative side. You just need to rewire it because it's like there are all wires in our head and
And
they are connected.
laughing produces endorphins.
Exactly. I
It
mean,
is the best medicine that you have.
and
Honestly, for me, with studying energy and all, one of the things I do is that when the energy gets so dense, what I do is I laugh. I just laugh to break the energy up,
yeah,
because of the vibration in our body when we laugh. It creates this, I don't know, it's some kind of this magnetic field thing within energies that helps to break the circuit of the heavy dense ones. And at
yeah,
the same time, in our cells, I mean, you get endorphins and all that. But it is scientifically proven that when you laugh, it breaks off that negative energy.
yeah, but that means, I mean, for example, for me, I don't know how it is for other people. I cannot laugh on command, for example, because when my last depression was the past year, and the only thing that I did throughout was playing stand-up comedy. Normally, I laugh out loud. I laugh really hard. If other comedians are playing and the jokes are good, and I think a lot of things are funny, but I couldn't laugh. I just couldn't laugh. I was just sitting there being numb, going like, "You're right." Now I feel, but now when I did laugh a little, and people laughed about me because I still played, right? And
Mhm.
because they laughed at me, I kept going. I could just keep going and going. And last year, November, I played a pre round for the Comedy Talent Awards. And I was so close, apparently, that it was only like 2 votes for the quarterfinals. I didn't make it but it was really tight, apparently. Now, this year, let's say 2 weeks ago, I did that same pre round again, and I thought, that's gonna be probably gonna be harder, or because now what happens is, while I was in the depression mode, I wasn't nervous. So, but now I'm all good again, so I'm very nervous. And what happens is,
The opposite of it.
yeah, I get so nervous, and I happen to get a blackout easily.
Oh
Apparently that
God.
has something to do, I'm not sure, and I don't want to find excuses, but apparently that has something to do with the menopause as well. I don't know. It just happens. So I had 5 minutes to do it well, and I went on stage. I grabbed the microphone. I looked into the room, and I went like, "Oh shit!" And I was standing there going like, "Whoa, let's make the first joke." Nobody knew that I had a blackout, and nobody noticed. I did, but this time I just trusted myself. I thought, you've done this before, you can do it. Just do whatever comes. And I focused on the dating material, but I had to laugh about my own jokes. And then in the meantime, at some point, I even came up with a joke that wasn't even in there, or that I never played. I just thought, huh, where did that come from? I had to laugh. 5 minutes done. It were 11 people, and 3 people were going to the quarter round, to the quarterfinals. And this time I made it in. So just saying, even
Congratulations.
thank you. So even with a blackout, and then
Yep.
I had a busy week because that Wednesday I had to play again, and I was the only woman in the lineup. So I thought I got to do something with that. And the comedian before me was actually making a joke about a woman. And so I was after him, and then yeah, I mean I couldn't
But
help
you
it.
could
I had to
use a
make a
little
joke
bit of
about it.
that.
Yeah, I had to make a callback. And you know what? It was so funny. I had so much fun, and because I had fun, I was laughing. The audience was laughing as well, and it was
Because of
so
that energy that you're exuberating. But you
exactly.
see how powerful when you start to believe in yourself, you know?
Yes, that exactly that, and laughing, also laughing about yourself, because my jokes are a lot about myself as well. I mean, um,
You must be able to laugh at
yeah,
yourself.
and it doesn't mean that I don't mean make yourself smaller, because
No.
that is the thing. Don't make yourself smaller. But for example, I am big. I am a big woman. So yeah. Hey, I wish I was size 4 as well. Well, not 4. That's really no. But maybe 8. 8 is small too. You get it. But I would say I would be more slimmer. Yeah, sure, I would love to. But I'm not. Apparently it didn't came in height, it came in width. So
With
yeah. So, I mean, I'm making jokes about it. It's not saying that I don't need to do anything about it, because I do. But the thing is, I quit smoking after 30 years last year, which is not really helpful for because you're gaining weight. I'm getting in the menopause. Actually, the doctor said to me, "You are actually fighting a fight at this moment that you cannot win, because it's almost impossible to lose weight right now." But I still need to do something about it. It's not like, but that doesn't mean that I cannot make jokes about it.
but did you know what I learned, Sandra, if I may share?
Hmm.
Sometimes um, we are exactly where and what we are supposed to be.
Yes.
It's there is a reason why it is there. There is a reason why we are at this time, space, moment, everything.
Yeah.
There is a reason because our soul knows what we're supposed to do. It is all part of the growth that we need to go on or to learn or and I think that for me what I experience is that because being on this journey and with my spiritual awakening, what happened is my body went through different it went haywire. Okay, at some point I was just losing weight that I had to stop working out because it was just getting too small. I was not fitting into all my clothes and all anymore, so it got a bit scary as well. And then after that the weight gain again, but all this had to do with energy and my body expanding and shrinking and all that blah blah blah. There is this metaphysical reason behind all of this, but
Hmm.
why we go through what we go through is the first thing to do is to accept. I am what I am. It is what it is. And if there is any other way that my body needs to be, it will show me. And the right tools will come to me, the right information will come to me. It's when I resist that I say, no, I don't want to look like this, I want to look like something else, is where that's where you know you need to learn a lesson. So, lesson number one is to just accept and acknowledge that, yes, this is where I'm at now. Maybe there is a reason why I'm like this, because everything is perfect in the moment now.
Yeah, and I say for now, for example, I say, yeah, I wanted to be size 10 or something, but in that case, all my side effects wouldn't fit in. I mean, I've got so many special effects going. Hey, they need to be somewhere. But I do feel, I agree to a certain extent. But when I accept, I need to find the balance in that, because if once I accept, I should not accept and then do nothing, if you get what I
That's
mean.
what I mean. You have to first accept, not only consciously, even subconsciously,
Yeah,
because that is part of self love. That is
yeah,
the growth in there. That is the lesson, that I need to love myself the way I am, and not because I need to lose weight or blah 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 and then I'm going to love myself. No,
yeah.
the lesson is I need to love myself exactly where I am now. And if I am, my body wants to show me otherwise on what I'm supposed to do, the information and everything will come to me.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, we are connected to this whole universe, so everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, I
There
believe
is
that too.
there is so much of science that I can bring in here, but we are running out of time
I know.
to just explain to you how our whole body works. Like just imagine how the sperm got into the egg, how everything happens on its own. And that's the same with our weight and everything. And I realized when I put on weight is that my body needed to secure water. What's another word? To water retention. Yeah.
Yeah.
My body needed that because of the energy that was flowing through me. So my body prepared me for that awakening that I was going through. Imagine that. That is how brilliant the universe is. The science behind everything that's happening to us that we can't see in the metaphysical world. And here's me trying to lose weight, but then my body is saying, no, I'm preparing you for your energetic shift. The water retention in you is going to help you contain the energy that you need.
So
You
this is
see,
all
so
water. Ah.
so that is me. But for you,
Oh.
you need to ask, what am I to learn? What do I need to know here? We're all on our own journey. I'm just sharing what happened to me.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. I think, oh, it's all water, so it's completely cool.
And there are days where
It's
I
getting
just get
winter. It will
hunger
freeze.
pangs, right?
Yeah, but it's getting
Believe,
winter. It will. All the water in my body will freeze then.
Sandra, do you know what? I have come to a point now where I tell myself, okay, you know what? Tomorrow I'm going to fast, right? I want to detox, I'm going to
Oh
fast.
yeah.
And the universe, just to teach me a lesson the next day when I wake up, makes my stomach so hungry.
Ha ha ha.
Can you believe it? And I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell? And this is how I talk to the universe. What the hell? Just because I wanted to fast. And the message that comes to me is that you are perfect the way you are. If you need to fast, you will feel it. Your ego, your mind do not need to plan something. Your body will automatically go into it. You will not feel hungry. You don't need to force something on yourself.
Hmm.
That was the message that I got. So I stopped wanting to fast and all through the mind and ego, but to do meditation and tuning into my body and just allow it to do what it wants to do.
Great. Yeah, you've given me something to think about this weekend. Huh.
Yeah.
But maybe this topic that we use today is something that we cannot just talk about everything in an hour.
Yeah.
We might want
But
to.
we go back now to depression.
Yeah, but I mean, we've already been talking for an hour. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I know. I mean, our chats goes to 2 to 3 hours whenever we have a video call, right?
It's the time difference that makes it a little bit harder. Otherwise, we'd be probably be chatting for half a day.
Yeah, exactly. But my point here is that for people to understand that and to answer that question, that you need to look at the bigger
Yeah,
picture. Yes, it is not easy to laugh when you're having a depression, especially if you don't even know you're in depression. But tune in, listen to your body. What is it trying to tell you? What are you trying to learn? And look at depression as something beautiful that your body is trying to communicate with you, because our emotions is our antenna. We don't realize that, and we always shut our emotions down. But our emotions are the ones that are guiding us in how we are feeling. Therefore, we need to deal with it.
exactly. And I think maybe a good way could be to realize that no matter how hard, no matter how bad you feel, no matter how much you want to stop this life because you cannot feel like you cannot deal with the pain you're going through, believe me, you can, because there's a reason why you get it. It's not,
Mhm.
nothing is just happening by accident, and we can always do more than we believe. I would say, even though, I mean, like you, we both had experience with being suicidal. I'm so happy that we're both here. And suicide is a permanent solution for a temporary problem.
Yeah.
I will I will repeat that just once more. Suicide is a permanent solution for a
Temporary,
yes.
temporary problem.
Yeah, because the problem is not the problem. The way you look at it, that is the problem.
Yeah.
And
Perspective again, all about
yeah,
perspective.
and
And if you know you're going to go into a breakthrough, depression equals to breakthrough.
exactly. And it's just it's, well, not just, it is a process. You need to be take just one step at a time, even the smallest step. For me, at some days it was just getting a glass of water from the kitchen. Took me like
For me, it
a
was just getting out of bed,
oh yeah. For example, I mean, I would have just stayed in bed if I could.
just waking up.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that I went to bed and I just said to the universe, oh please, universe, if there's anything, if there's a God or whatever, please come and get me, because I cannot deal with this shit anymore. Come and get me out of this situation. And the next morning I woke up and I thought, oh darn, no, not again.
I'm still
I
alive.
still need to go through another day. And you know what? I actually believe that every single person in the world will go through a phase like this. Some might have it more emotionally, some might have experienced it less, but we all go through it in some way. That's it. So,
Yeah, the point here is number one, to be aware, look out for the
yeah,
symptoms, right? And number two is to look at the bigger picture.
yeah,
Three is to change your perspective and to see, hey, this is a breakthrough here. I'm going through something really big, and there's something here that I need to learn.
yeah. And then,
And last but not the least, one step at a time, one day at a time.
yeah, and then I can add some saying, don't be ashamed, and don't put yourself on the shame or feel guilty guillotine, and try with the different perspective that you mentioned. I would say, find in the situation you're in, Try to find something to be grateful for, something to laugh about, and something to learn, because it's there. You might have to look a little bit harder, but it is there. It really is. And that's from my own experience. We're not just talking this
Yeah.
because we studied this. No, we studied it because we experienced it. We went through it. And
Went
not
through it a
exactly,
few
and not
times.
one time. Hey, I mean, we did it like multiple times.
Yep.
And my friend the other day was going through something, and she was actually almost. I said, "Why would you make the same mistake as I did? You already saw me doing it wrong. Take a different one. There's enough choice to make mistakes. Make a different mistake
Yeah.
so I can learn from that." It's, I mean, even that smallest thing made me laugh. It's just the way you see it. And what we can do,
Perspective, all perspective. Yeah.
exactly.
I
So,
mean,
what we
it's,
can do if anyone is watching that is experiencing something that they then please share with us. You can do it anonymously. You can send us a private message. Follow us on our socials. Um, Ask your questions so we can do something about it next time. We can um, answer the questions, or maybe in between, or whatever. We are going to in at some point we are going to give away some coaching, right?
yeah.
So
That's the
yeah,
plan.
so where I actually had a new plan for that, so I need to fill you in on that as well. But start engaging, because if you're engaging, you are able to get the chance to get some private coaching from us. Not at the same time, either one of us. You can still pick and choose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And
they they will, they will
and you
probably
know
pick they will probably pick you,
why
and then I have
me?
time off.
Why
No,
me?
we're
No,
both
but what
we're
what I
both
can say
offering.
here, what I can say here is that we both have been through a lot in life, and there's a reason why we had to go through all of that so that we are able to help others, right? That's how I believe my path works, where I need to go through all the lessons and experience so that I can share this and make life easier for others,
Yes.
and so when it comes to the coaching, you want to be coached by someone who has been in your shoes, who went through it.
Yeah.
You don't want to be coached by someone who's going to tell you life is the bubbles and has not been through or not going to understand what you're going through, and who's going to tell you, okay, you know what, I'm just going to prescribe you a couple of pills or something, you
No,
know and
they sent me to a psychologist who just finished her study, and at that point, it took so long because the waiting lists here are so long at the moment. So I was not getting the help I needed, and so what I thought, okay, I need to get better, so I need to do something myself. I started to take the NLP education. I had like 2 sessions, and then finally I was up to go to her. And I came to the psychologist, and she, first of all, had no clue what NLP was. Second of all, after 2 sessions, she said, I just kind of fired her because she said, "Oh, I guess I'm not able to help you." I said, "No, I can help
yeah,
you
because a
though."
lot of these people are going by textbook. It's
Exactly.
different when you are learning something through experience and learning something from textbook. Again, it's all about the human connection. When you
Yes,
learn something from the textbook, it's very difficult when it comes to emotions for you to connect with your clients.
exactly. And I think I actually spoke to one of my clients last night, who was a previous client a few years ago, and I'm so proud of her. She managed to do. She said after 6 sessions, she wanted to be able to get a new job because she took the action from the first day on. She actually came to me at the second time saying, I said, "How are you doing?" She says, "Well, I'm okay. Um, I got a job." I said, "What?" I said, my work is already done. And she was laughing. I said, let's work on the other shit. So we went on. And at some point, um, she did not realize, but I also work between the lines. So what I feel is coming up, I will ask. And there was something I already knew that. And she told me a little bit about it. She was struggling in her marriage. And at that point, I showed her something, and I told, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm definitely not doing that. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. And she was
Mm-hmm.
blaming him for the things he'd done. And I said, well, if I was him, I would have gotten a divorce. And she went like, what? So it was, she said, I don't like you saying that. I said, I know. I said, but I'm saying this with the best intentions and the most love that I've got, because I really do want to make you see it might be different if you go from his perspective. You know what? Instead of getting a divorce, they are married, they are happy. Because I actually asked her last night, I said, how is the marriage going? Is it, they were about to really stop the whole thing. And she said, we just came back from a holiday. And I said, you know what? You
Oh,
so made my weekend. I mean, I could really, I mean, I still get emotional from it, because
I
that
know.
makes me so, it makes me happy. It makes me grateful,
Yeah.
because I was part of someone else's journey. So because what I went through, I can be part of someone else's journey, and whatever I can do to benefit them. I mean, yeah, that makes,
You know, I mean, I have the same feeling because I get emotional with my clients as well. And in fact, I think about a week ago, I had one of my clients call me to remind me it was her anniversary, and which I had forgotten. It was her anniversary where she was going to commit suicide, and I helped her get out of it. Within, I think, 40 minutes, I stopped her from taking her life over the phone.
wow.
And yeah, and she called me to remind me that, hey, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be alive today, and I'm having my best life with my children and all that. And I was like, oh my God, I was blown
Yeah,
away. Like, she even remembered the date and everything that she spoke to me, you know? And when I put down the phone, I just had this biggest smile on my face, knowing that you helped someone,
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
And that's why I can relate to what you're saying, that you get so happy when someone else tells you that, hey, I'm doing so good now, thank you.
yeah. I was,
That is the ultimate fulfillment to me.
yeah, yeah. And actually, looking now, looking back on the time that we met in that weekend, and that you were crying, blah blah blah. I actually, I was so happy about that. I thought, at first I thought, oh my God, I made someone cry, and then I went like, I made someone cry, because I knew what was in store for you. And now look at this. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been years.
Yeah, how many years has it been now? 4 years?
Four.
3 years?
It was
Four, I think.
2021, December 2021. So it's been 3 years, and look how far you came. I mean, seriously.
I can't believe this happened. My life changed in the last 3 years, Sandra. It is 180 degrees.
I mean, yeah. And I'm so grateful that I can be part of that. I mean,
Yeah.
but most of the time we overlook like things like that. And okay, we're drifting off again. I mean, seriously,
Yeah,
if
we're
we let
gonna.
it go, we would keep on talking for another hour. But we're already 20 minutes over time.
Yeah.
Yeah, rather have it this way than another way, though. Sorry.
But whatever it is, as long as it helps someone, I'm
I
happy to
know.
be here. Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is next month we actually planned. It's kind of similar. It goes back to also depression, because it leads to a depression. In my case, we're going to you. We thought about talking with dealing with a narcissist,
Yeah.
and
You were supposed to share your take on it.
yeah, and how to get out of it. And we might do a little goal setting. That's what you said.
Yeah.
So we do positive things.
Yeah, for the New Year's.
Yeah, it sounds like, I mean, if you sounds like the topic, how do you laugh at shit when you're in the midst of a depression? It sounds really negative, but actually it's quite positive.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's for next month as well. I mean, hey, yeah, a narcissistic person is not really the nicest person to be around with. Hey, but I did it 10
Hey,
years. So,
but they are, did you know that they are the best teachers?
oh yeah, that for sure. That for sure. I mean, yeah, they really are. And you know what? Now
See,
looking back,
perspective again. Change your
exactly.
perspective.
And all I
Change your perspective, change your life.
Exactly. And all I can say right now, which might sound like a really big thing and a weird thing, but I will share it in the next episode, is that I can say how a miscarriage can be the best thing in your life happening.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that.
You already know that.
I would love to hear it again. So
Okay, then we'll share that next month. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna celebrate the weekend, I guess. Well, it's already Saturday night for you, so you're off to bed, I guess. Almost.
no, it's only
Oh, it's
almost
early.
7
Oh,
here.
don't
Yeah.
go to bed.
No,
Go party.
I'm gonna have some nice dinner after
Right.
this.
And then I would say for anyone that is watching, again, please follow us on our socials. Contact us if you have any questions. Send in the questions. And if you have like a topic, or if you have like some shit or a pile of shit that you want us to throw a different light on, so you might be able to get a new insight on it, please share it, because then that way we can go to the shittiest story of the year award at some point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's it, I guess.
Yeah, it was a nice session. I truly enjoyed this
Me
one as
too.
well.
Me too.
And
I really, but I
I
always
wish you
enjoy
a great weekend.
I always enjoy talking to
Me
you. So
too.
yeah.
Me too. Yep.
Well, then I would say
Take
have a
care.
great dinner. Have a good day to
Thank
everyone.
you.
Have a great
You
weekend.
enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you. I will go out.
And to all our viewers, I wish you all the best. And
Yeah,
if you are going through depression, know that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and we are here for you.
that's it. Oh wow. Hey, I do this and a heart up it. Look.
I know. I saw that. I thought
Oh,
you did it on purpose. How come I'm not having it? It's not happening. Oh,
oh
yes. Look at
wow. This is hey, you see we're getting at something there.
See, this is magic, right? From the universe again. Woo!
Ooh, sending out love.
Oh my God, we're like kids
Oh my
now.
God, most
Get
people
a child coming up.
most people think, who are those two crazy women there? Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
And now I need to know how to stop it. How does that work?
How did you do it the last?
I don't remember.